Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Got a great show lined up. But first, as always, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Glad to have it. We had a couple days off up there in Tennessee visiting family. Appreciate Stan and Ken taking the show. They always do such a great job with it and really enjoyed watching them on YouTube. Now, our weather today is going to sort of cool back down. You know, 64 is going to be high and lows 43. But the most fascinating thing to me about the weather today is the water temperature. You know, it's been in the 50s and all, and then it barely broke 59, almost 60 today. 64.6. Now, that's the highest it's been all year. Of course, that's not saying much. We're 6 weeks into the year. But we're looking at our spring. We're starting looking at our spring run. If it gets like this for for about a week or two. But 64.9, you know it's going to go back down. But it's still fascinating to see it jump up. That's 4 degrees since the last time I gave this. River readings. Looking at river readings, Apalachicola, Brunstown. Had gone down a little bit, jumping back up today on the rise. It's right now at 12.4. We're going to get them back up there around 15. So we did have a good drop last couple of days. The Choctahatchee at Caryville, we're looking at a 7.8 and just really steady, not much movement up or down. Just a good river flow right there. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn on 23rd Street. Good strong tide today. Low tide at 124 and a high tide at 320 this afternoon. Really good strong tides and getting better each day as we're going into the weekend. Some really good movement coming up this weekend with tide. Marine forecast, not much movement, east, northeast at about 3 to 5. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're going to go into some pictures now. I always get a kick out of the pictures y'all send. I get some from my Facebook page you send me. I get some messages you send me and some emails. And it's really fascinating because it sort of keeps it keeps everybody up with what's going on all throughout the Panhandle, 12 months a year. There's always something going on in outdoors. So a couple of these are just good outdoor photography. Our good friend Tom Gurley, and this picture here, this is what's fascinating. Again, he takes a lot of pictures at a state park. Of course, he's calling this a boundary, but look at the pictures. Isn't that some great pictures? Now, the fascinating thing about this is a yearling, and here it is February, right here in the middle of February. And so this buck and doe conceived somewhere around December or November. But what point being, they'll go in a rut different times of the year. So it's fascinating that, and this is the proof to have a yearling. Here it is in dead winter, and you have a yearling out there. Okay, moving on. Let me tell you this real quick. We're up in Tennessee, and it's rare. I'm a weather guru, and I was up there. And we got up there it was like 76 degrees, warm afternoon and everything. And I watched the weather, and the guy said it was going to get low and all. But anyway, my point being, it dropped down 50 degrees that night. It went from 76, and here's proof right here. The next morning, it was 26 degrees when I got up. So it dropped 50 degrees in one night. I haven't been around a lot of that kind of dropping in the weather like that, but we did recently. That was fascinating. Okay, a good email here. Hey, Winston, here's a pretty good bass I caught yesterday. Caught it on a wacky worm, which is a good bass lure. It measured out at 22.5 inches. Also, here's a quick lesson on how to pronounce my last name, which is I-L-O. To pronounce it, okay, y'all help me on this. I-L-O, okay? I know it's a bit confusing with all the vowels in a row. I watch the show every morning while I'm here, and then I watch it on YouTube when I'm back in North Carolina. Great show, and thanks for always being so positive. You're a breath of fresh air. Thank you, Joe. And here's just bass. Isn't that a nice looking bass? Good bass fishing there, Joe. I appreciate the email. Here's Tess Randall Jolly, our photographer up there in North Alabama. This is about a gobbler. This is a gobbler jumping up. Basically, it's not as sharp as she wants it to, but here's what happened. Here's a picture of it. This gobbler was on the ground and saw something on that limb and shot straight up. Now, isn't that a great action shot that she was able to take in right there? She was talking about it, he just shot straight up in the air like that. And what a great, you just got to be there, be patient, and that's what happened. Okay, here's a boat in the water, no worries. And then somebody wrote, maybe just one. I thought that was a good one. Sometimes someone unexpected comes into your life out of nowhere, makes your heart race, and changes you forever. We call these people game wardens. Some of y'all will appreciate that. All right, here we have Braden Harris who took his girlfriend bass fishing, and she caught the biggest bass, and that is 2.46 pounds. Okay, good job, Emily McLean. Nice bass there. Great to see y'all going fishing. If you have dogs, you know this look. When dinner's at 6 and it's 6:01, and I get a kick out of I love dogs and all, and they're just, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you have dogs. Okay, Taylor Yielding, one of my former students. Check this out. You're talking about luck. This girl, I'd say my only hunt of the season was a good one. Hello. She went hunting one time this year up in Laverne last week and caught this big buck. Good job, Taylor. I'm proud of you, girl. Chris Kramer was on last week, and his lovely wife, Pam, he told us she was an outdoor girl. Check this out. She was catching, that's a nice one right there. The Kramer family doing outdoor stuff. All right, let's see what we have here. God grant me the serenity to accept the size of the fish I catch, the courage not to fib about it, and the wisdom to know that no one will believe me anyway. All right. Hey, Coach, should have sent these. This is from Dub Hill. Here's a picture of my son's third buck this year. He killed his first buck this year and has killed one every weekend, more specifically on Sunday since then. Here's the best two of the three. Okay. All right. This is Cody Hill. All right, check that out. That's a great picture. Good job, Cody. And a great picture right there. Good job with a big Alabama cap on. A couple more to see. Let me see. Let's go and take a break now. I'll come back and show this one, okay? Okay, welcome back. During the break, Jeff said, go back to that Bambi picture. And he said, look at it real close. So I went back, folks, check this out. I'm gonna zoom in and look in the background. Look in the background behind, okay, I'm gonna keep it right in the center. Do you see a big rack right behind us? Now, I don't know if Tom saw that, but y'all see it right there in the center? That's that big buck out there at State Park. And staying close to that. So thank you, Jeff. I didn't even see that. I was playing around with it last night, looking at all of them. So good job, Jeff. You need to take some of these pictures. Now, where was I? We got, okay, here's a good email here. This from Deb Crumknocker. Hey, good morning, Winston. Marty and I went to St. Joe State Park last week and asked the Rangers if they knew when the Cape Air was going to be open. And it went on to say, basically, there's going to be a meeting Tuesday the 19th. At the library down there at 2 p.m. Now that'll be Eastern time. It'll be open to the public, and we'll be about the parking and damage, and one of the Rangers will be into the meeting, and everyone at Tarpon. Oh, by the way, she said they won last week or week before last on the Tarpon Dock drawing. We went to pick up the big red snapper, and it was amazingly delicious. Everyone at Tarpon Dock are always so pleasant and helpful. I told them how much we appreciate them doing a giveaway each week. We appreciate you also for what you do for everyone in the Panhandle. Have a wonderful and blessed week, Deb. And she and her husband are down there, Marty, and they do a lot of outdoor stuff. Okay, let's see, a couple of things. I don't know if y'all saw this. I was up there and up in Tennessee, and I ran across something, Alabama hunting season sort of went out, but I saw right the last day of the season there was an accident. A man shot to death in a apparent hunting accident in Pike County. That's at Troy. And I'm trying to look for details of what happened. Basically, it's sort of sketch information, but I just relay this to you so we can always be on the guard and always be careful out in the woods. Basically, these two guys are hunting, and the victim, 61 years old, they were out together somehow, and the other hunter mistook him for a deer. Now that's been an age-old story as far as hunting accidents, and I don't know if that on blaze orange or whatever, but I don't know a lot of details. We just got to be super careful and always be aware of that kind of activity going on. And, you just never know. Okay, in fact, here's another picture of it, Troy hunting death, and it was wow, what a sad situation, and we just don't want that to happen anymore. So anyway, also let me move on to, we had checked up, we had a kayak fishing tournament, and we had 23 boats. This was Sunday. Now the bass fishing tournament, I'll give you the results of that later, but Sunday we had 23 kayaks in it. Guess how many speckled trout? They only fished from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. One. They caught one speckled trout, and I don't know the story. I haven't talked to any of them to fish. I know there's some good fishermen there. And anyway, from 12 to 3. And that particular person was not registered in the tournament. So anyway, I thought that was I'm gonna try to find out what's going on with that. So yeah, I'm trying to get this set up here. So all right, we're gonna run this right here. Now Travis Bassford, when he was here last week, he talked about those derelict boats that's out at the landfill. And what has happened, the FWC has gone along and they picked up all the, all throughout the bay system in the area. They picked them up, taken them to the boat landing there in Southport, and picked them up and put them on trailers and taken them to the landfill. Fascinating at how many boats are out there. Here's a problem we're having. I say we, the FWC and the stakeholders ourselves. The owners have not claimed these boats. For the owners has to sign off that this boat now can be destroyed. But they've gone up into Georgia. I know you said they went up to Albany and tried to find a guy who owned the boat. They're tracking them down, have to track them down and get a signature. And it's a shame that these boats are, it's only like 50-something seconds. He just ran down the road and back. But if you look at this, there's some nice looking boats here. So let me see if we can get it playing right here. Is that playing, Jeff? All right, here we go. Let's start it over. Let me see. That's still not you're driving too fast. Okay, we're just going through here, and this is the landfill, but look at some of these boats. Okay, look at that whole row of them. I know some of these can be salvaged. Look at that one. On both sides of the row out there. Most of the owners don't want them. They just claim the insurance and get a total loss on them. And what has happened, some of them aren't salvaged, but there's somebody getting one of theirs. Okay, well, I'm going to show the beginning again. Let's see. Here's the beginning. Okay, some of those is junk right there. But now look at some of these hulls. The hull is okay. And if you had time and just a little bit of money, you could fix up some of these boats. And look at those in the background back there. And I believe, now that's a big one, I believe you can get these if you probably get it signed off by the owner. I'm sure they'll let you come out and get it because the landfill, they definitely don't want to fill it up if they can help it. That's 2 rows of them, and this was, they've hauled some more in there since then. And then the row, then like I say, this guy down here is getting his. That's just, okay. So anyway, just be aware of that situation, and if you can, I don't know the proper process. I guess you would start by just calling the FWC office and calling them, asking them what you would need to do if you wanted to salvage one of those boats. So that's interesting. Speaking of FWC, don't forget we got that hunter safety course on February 23rd. That's going to be here at a Bay County shooting range. And it's going to be from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You do your stuff before you get there, and then go there and take care of it. So we don't have very many hunter safety courses. In fact, that's the only one in the Panhandle the whole month of February. So check it out too. Also, one of the things, while I was driving, I was looking at I always look at different things out in the woods and all, and I ran across this particular, y'all know what this is, a Japanese magnolia, okay? Y'all seen them, they're all throughout the Panhandle, all throughout Alabama, and there are even some up in Tennessee. But that's really the first bloom that we get in pre-spring. Now that's not a signal that spring is here, it's a signal that pre-spring is here, and spring is right around the corner when the Japanese magnolia starts blooming. And I get a kick out of them. The bloom itself is a beautiful bloom. I think I got a picture of the bloom, and there it is right there. And you'll see them, and they just blossom out. A lot of them up there around right in North Florida and South Alabama. There's a bunch of them out right now. And they don't last long, they just come out with just an abundance of beauty. But it's named the Japanese magnolia, not the Japanese plum now, that's a white color. But that particular one is really not native to China. And of course the Japanese and Chinese, for thousands of years have cultivated it. When they brought it over here, people just called it a Japanese magnolia because it was brought in by the Japanese. So that's why it's called that. But really, it was started in China, as all others. Okay, just a word of just some bit of information. Now, what makes me exciting, I know the red horse sucker. We always talk about that this time of year. That was a signal that it's coming in. Also, bass fishermen, the old-time bass fishermen always used it. That signaled them. That's time. That's a nature signal. It's time for the bass to start bedding. So when they saw that first bloom, a couple of things in nature was going on. All right, let's take our final break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Our fishing game time today brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. 6:11 to 8:11 this morning. Right now is a good time to go. And 6:37 to 8:37 tonight. Got a couple more pictures. I don't normally have this many pictures, just so much to go over on this show, especially when we've been out a couple of days. Ronnie, right before I left on trip, Ronnie Groom called me up and said, run down here, I want to show you something. And Ronnie's got his waders on sale, so I just want to run down there and see them anyway. But I'm always fascinated when I go in, there's a big old rattlesnake on the wall here. And I always just go in and look at that snake because that's a natural mount. And then Ronnie's got some articles here and got pictures of it and everything. That's a natural fat rattlesnake. And I took a picture of it because I wanted to show you now's the time of the year. Right below the snake, you see the top of those boots? Well, here are the boots. These are the snake bite proof boots that he has down there. And I would highly recommend it. Spring is coming on. A lot of us going to be getting out in the woods. And especially this year, all the logs falling over and trees crossing over, it's going to be real snaky. So make sure, and I'm going to do it too, when I go in the woods, I'm going to definitely wear my snake bite proof boots. And here they are right here. He's got plenty of them down there. What he wanted to show me was his waders on sale. He's got 3 kinds of waders, okay? These are just the regular waders here. And I told Ronnie I want him to pose. I said, I want you to look like Vanna White of C&G. So here he is. But this is just the regular waders, and I need to get some of these. These are handy because, they're easy to get on, off and on. Just come up your leg. You don't have to worry about, just pull up and fasten them right there. So those are just regular waders. They're on sale. And then, of course, the chest waders, and I have this pair right here, and I love them. But a lot of times you don't use them very many times, but the times you use them, you need them, you really have them access to them. And then the other group right here, see this is foam fill. This is a floating pair of waders. You cannot sink with these. Even if you get water in them, you're going to float. So these are all 3 sets. Let me go back over them again, okay? You got the regular waders right here, come up a little bit above your knee. And then you have the chest waders here, and they're handy for moving around. And then, of course, the big heavy-duty waders that are really warm in the wintertime, and you can float with them. So be aware of the ones you have there. So anyway, those are on sale down there. Ron's got them on sale down there. Now, while I was down there, we started talking about deer hunting and all. And I've got pictures all over the place. Let me see. I don't want to show that one, Jeff. Let me see. I want to get back down here to, I said, any big bucks, and a big buck contest is going on down there. He said there have been some nice ones brought in, especially this past week or two. But I went back to the FWC website to see if any changes have been taken on the top 10 bucks ever killed in the state of Florida. And I always talk about that number 1 buck, Larry Furr. And Larry's mom and my mom were sisters, so I've known Larry since he was born, and he still holds the Florida state record, and Stan Kirkland got to measure that buck too. So it was in January of '77 up in West Gaston County, and it's still in first place. Second place, of course, Larry's fur. If y'all remember when I first started doing the show, my second year, I went up there and did an interview. I need to pull out that interview and see if I still have it. If not, go interview him again because that's amazing to have been a state record that long. But you're going down the line and see the different ones. Larry shot his, I believe it says unknown here. I believe he had a 243. We need to get that on there, but just a rifle. Then the others are Leon County, and then down in number 3, Marion County, that's Ocala. Number 4, Pasco County and Dixie County. That's sort of in Central Florida. You know what Dixie County is, and go down to Mr. Sheffield. Look at these. Look at those right there, like 5, 6, and 7. 3 of those in Alachua County. That's Gainesville. And it's always fascinated me, and that wasn't that long ago. 2003, 2010, 2008. And one of them, one is rifle, one muzzleloader, one's archery. And I've always, when I looked at that, I always wondered if those genetics, somehow, if those genetics are tied in with those 3 bucks, all 3 coming from Alachua County. And then number 9, all the way down there, Madison County, which is right on the other side of Tallahassee. And then number 10 is Taylor County. And it, again, all those are in North Florida, except for the one down there in Pasco, and that's in Central Florida. And Alachua is in Central Florida, but that's good soil and good ground right there. So I just wanted, I check on that every year, see if there's been a state record broken, but for one to be a record from 1977, it's still amazing. And even the game biologists will tell you the same thing. All statewide, all across America, the records are broken on a regular basis in fishing and in hunting. Okay, I'll wrap it up. We got a big show coming up tomorrow. Make sure now this weather is ideal now. We got some good weather to take advantage of it. It's cooled off some today, so get outdoors and do the best you can to enjoy it. And meanwhile, today, sometime, do something good today for your fellow man. And always enjoy the great outdoors. Tomorrow, Valentine's Day, guys, you better get your girl something for Valentine's. Get her a pink gun or a pink bow or something she will enjoy, a pink rod and reel. All right, you have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.